Sir, ma'am, ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to present to you the Slamurai. Sir, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great day. Big things are happening. One day at a time. Moving along really good on the Samurai, aka the Slamurai. Yeah. Now everything's going well. Lot of stuff. I mean a lot of stuff. I had to once over and tweak and get down on the Samurai to take it to eastbound and get down. That's the ultimate goal. Hopefully, fingers crossed, my truck will get logoed at eastbound and get down. Get an NC logo on it. Doesn't mean not care, that means negative camber. Here in Florida. So we'll see. I'm not stressing out over it. It's all good. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's not the end of the world. I can care less. But anyway, let me show you guys the progress that I've made. And then we've got to get moving. I literally just got home. I'll show you in just a second when I had went to get done out in Daytona Beach. But let me flip this camera around and show you what I've done. Here we go. So part of the things that I've needed to get done was tidy up the engine harness and all that. I still have not fished through the engine harness. The main harness, the wire harness is done. Horns are back in. My underglow lights are in. Everything's ran. Everything's tucked. Everything's hidden. This is my main engine harness. Probably gonna need to let me get off my knees. Ow, don't get old. Do not get old. So these are all ran and tied up really nice. You're not gonna see it obviously because it's so low to the ground, which is good. These are gonna have to get extended, I believe. This is all part of my taillight harness. It's my fuel setting unit. Passenger side tail light harness. Bam, that's really pretty. I love that. I added a little light back here. Everything's removable on connectors. It's not working yet obviously because the battery's not in, but yeah, let me show you on the frame. Finally found correct belt that's going to work for the alternator. We're going to finish that up in this video. I had to have geez Louise, excuse me, drive shaft had to get shortened, total of 2.5 inches. Plenty of meat inside of the transmission, which is good. Move around to this side. Exhaust is all painted. No more rusty, crusty, ugly looking exhaust. I would really love to get the chassis powder coated. That'll be another day, another time, another place. But this chassis is for the most part all together now. To go back underneath. Ooh, I got a little goodie. Check this out. My seeing glasses. Everything's made in China. Jeez Louise. The only thing I don't like is these are aluminum. I haven't tested them out yet. Did I pull? No, other side. I have a lug removed. Let's see how these look on here. These are supposed to be orange. They don't look orange, but maybe they are. I know I'm not colorblind, but let's see. I'm not a fan of aluminum studs, so I'm probably not going to use these. I'm probably going to return them, but I think that looks pretty cool. Yeah, it kind of spruces the wheel up a little bit, you know. These caps come off like this, so when you see my truck at the car show, don't be stealing my caps. I'm just kidding. It's been an eventful week. My garage door opener took a shit, became a boat anchor. This is the box for the new one. Got a Chamberlain. I had a Genie. Yeah, it was a Genie. Horrific, garbage. Do not buy Genie garage door openers if you have a big garage door like this. This is a very large, almost 20 feet wide, well, 18 foot wide garage door. Do not buy a Genie garage door opener. So all the underglow lights, well, pigtails, are inside the engine, inside underneath the dash, excuse me. I've got some toggle switches coming. I'm going to mount here for all the underglow and get everything hooked up. That's the plan. So in this video, we're going to finish the alternator, button up the engine, put the radiator back in, connect a few hoses once over it. I basically can start it at that point. And then I don't want to put it underneath just yet because I got to go and take this and get a wheel alignment. It's got to go on a trailer. Best way, because when it's under the body, they're not going to get their wheel sensors mounted to it. So that's on the bucket list of shit to do. Let me show you my list. We got to improvise on it. This is the Samurai list. It was helpful that I put this together so that way I know exactly what needs to get finished on the Samurai before I take it to the show. The engine was lowered a total of an inch down and an inch back, which is what I needed to do. Don't ask me how I did this. I can't even tell you. But the pitch on the engine and the transmission was 12.5 degrees. I don't know how I did it. I overlooked it. Shit happens. But now it's at 4.25 degrees, which is more suitable for the Samurai. Battery leads are in. I've got to take apart my battery box and find a hole, a spot where I can drill a hole. I rewired the truck, which you all seen already. This is really important. I got to install the P3, well, PS air management. That's what I have. I have a PS from Macaroni. I'm going to put a little image of his truck right here. The old Street Graffiti crew. Much love to them guys. Help me out getting the Samurai where it is right now. Adjustable core support. I'll show you what that means. I've got to fix that. Got to get an alignment. I'm going to do that Monday, hopefully. I bought a new shifter. I still have no fifth gear. The tranny is fucked. Pardon my French, but there's no other way to say it. Hood release is in. I need to add a little spring to the latching mechanism to keep it pulled back, and that will be good, good. So probably not going to get done my stereo because there's too much shit that has to get done. All this underglow shit, all the wires to this is already inside the cab. They just got to get connected. Inside lights, which will get done when I'm doing this. Dash lights, same thing. We're going to move the third brake light. Excuse me. Because I need to paint the rear roll bar for the Safari top. Cluster bezel or new Dakota Digital dash. So this is what I had in the truck. Really nice from Dakota Digital. Obviously it's oval and the Samurai is rectangular. Everything's square. It's like a lunchbox. This does not belong in the Samurai for two reasons. One, it's too big, and two, it doesn't fit the curves. So I reached out to Dakota Digital. They're going to send me a rectangular one. They're going to hook me up. We're going to make a video on that. Really good people. I got a little story for that later. Trim hood for radiator clearance, which I have to do. and swap the turn signal with the parking light. So when you put your blinkers on in the front, it would light up white instead of yellow, because there's a yellow marker and a white marker. So I just gotta flip the wires around. So enough of the bullshit, enough of the chip chap, enough of the gum flapping, deep breath, spitting everywhere, sounding like a dumb fool, talking. Let's get started. All right, so I kind of got everything situated here. This vice grip is holding on this bracket that I bent and made for the alternator. Everything is in place. My alternator belt looks nice and straight. So now we're going to tack this on permanently. Nice, good, healthy tack. I wasn't able to do this before because the vice grip was in, but I'm going to try it now. Bracket. Oh yeah. Excellent. I just got to change the bolt down here. Alright, so we're going to bend up a hoop for the back of the Samurai, the tank. It's going to go somewhere in this general area, like this. The hoop will come out, connect, cut on an angle. This is not 90 degrees, 20 degrees. So this is a 20-degree angle, so we'll need to cut our tubing. We'll need to cut the tubing at 70 degrees to make a 90-degree angle parallel to the truck. I'm going to hard line somehow, come up, and maybe down, go into, I don't know, haven't figured it out yet, but into, these are the bulkheads, left front, left rear, right front, right rear, and then once the tank is mounted, bend a little bracket and mount the compressors in the corners over here. Plumb it up, water trap, all that stuff. Got a bulkhead fitting I got to cut out for here. roughly 45 degrees. Pull it in, clock it. Away we go. I go like 94 for the spring back. That should give us 90 inches, 90 degrees. Made a template on the floor. Found my starting point. This here is my starting point, the corner of the die. We're gonna bend it up. Back 94. There we go. There it is. I always like to make a box to figure out my bend. My bend needs to be 22 inches from end to end. This is 22 inches. And our bend fits right inside, like money. So now we need to determine how much we need to cut off on the ends to get this to work. So we need to go 7 inches. 7.5 will actually work. I'm going to mark 7.5. This is our cut. And remember, we're not going to cut this at 90 degrees. We're going to cut this at 70 degrees. We'll put a big C here. So we remember to cut. Same thing. Measure off our line. 7.5. I gotta charge this again real quick. I'm gonna make these cuts, cut the plates, drill the plates out. You don't need to see that. Get it mocked up, ready for the Samurai. So today's a big day actually. Today's my son's birthday. My son is 21 years old. Woohoo! Man, I wish I was 21 years old. Oh boy. Yeah, so I'd like, if you guys wouldn't mind, comment down below, happy birthday, Joseph. And that would mean a lot to me. So let me charge this thing up. A lot of finagling and test fitting and what have you. And this is what I've come up with. Cool, man, cool. So I made a rack for the air tank and our compressors. I still got to make brackets for the compressors to bolt to that'll weld on these corners. So the compressors are going to sit at a 60-degree angle like this. Both sides, you see we're sitting at 60. This should be close to 0. Well, the truck's not level, but always moving along. Next day, it's Sunday. Basically a week away from eastbound get down. Kind of a busy day today. I want to get as much as I can done on the car. Yesterday I ran into a bit of a hiccup. So the air management that I have, the PS 3S PS, the 3S that I bought from Mac, Mac had cut in some bulkhead fittings to run it through like the firewall or the trunk or something. And I don't know, I can't seem to get it powered up, so I need to get a hold of Airlift tomorrow and get a whole new system. Yay! Chassis is basically all done. I gotta give it a good cleaning. I got my lugs. My lugs finally came in. I was gonna go with these I showed you guys earlier, but these are all aluminum. Not happy with all aluminum. These are steel, and I'll show you because my vape is magnetic. I'd rather use steel threads than not aluminum. No good. I'm just not taking a chance. I'm really not. I'm just not feeling it. As cool as they are, I'm just not feeling it. So I'll leave a link in the description on Amazon. I'm going to create a store for Amazon affiliates, so all the stuff that I buy, you guys can take a take a look at. But yeah, basically chassis is all done. A few small things I've got to do on the engine. I washed my wheels, back sides and the fronts. I still got to polish them. They definitely came out a whole lot cleaner than what they were. This time we're going to spin them around. We're not going to put the star backwards, just because I like to switch shit up. So I'm just thinking out loud. I'm going to pull this piece out. Should be able to, there it is. So while I'm in here tidying up wires, I have an Alpine radio that I bought new. I'm going to install the DIN, even though I'm not going to install the radio. At least the DIN will be in here, because that's kind of one of the things you do while you're in here getting stuff done. Oh, other side. So I ordered my switches the other day. I was telling you guys about them. These are really nice. They light up. So I'm gonna have like underglow for the body, then wheel lights, then grill lights, then floor lights, something, you know, along the lines of that. I don't want to put it all on one switch, because in case if I want to individually control the stuff. Trust me when I tell you, there's always stuff to do. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing now, because I would have to do it either way. It's about keeping busy, staying motivated, keeping the ball rolling. Sometimes, you know, we get hung up on something stupid, walk away from it, start something else. But you don't want to constantly be doing that, obviously, because then nothing will ever get done. You might start something and then jump to something else, and then jump to something else. Before you know it, you're really confused yourself, and it's just not a good thing. So the parts for my radio, my face. I really love old school stuff, radios, but you know, we need the new features for today, modern technology. This is just a nice little simple Alpine single DIN. Obviously I do not have the room for a double DIN. It's just not going to happen. This is a hands-free setup, so I'll have a little microphone that I got to install. You know the deal. So here is the DIN that I was talking about. Gonna pull this out. Just lift these little tabs. Cool thing about this, I don't know if you guys know it or not. You may or may not know it. But when I was younger, I used to work in a stereo shop called Sound Waves in Mastic. I don't know, I want to say I was, I don't know, 17, 18 years old, I think I was, when I got the job. I learned quite a bunch of stuff, and I met a really cool friend, Milton Booker, Milky B. I hope you're well, bud. Met a lot of cool things, learned a lot of cool things, but single DIN radio, double DIN is two of these combined into one. Well, it's Monday morning, fixing to go, hurt my back, so I'm walking like Hunchback in Notre Dame. Check this out. This is actually really cool. My Samurai chassis is loaded on a landscape trailer. It fits inside of a landscaping trailer. That's too funny. If I didn't have this piece on here, it would close. It would fit all together. Or actually, excuse me, the back bumper. The bumper's still on. And there's room to spare. All right, let's go. Come on. Well, we're almost there. I didn't get to take the video today. Wheel alignment got completed. She wasn't off by that much, which is really cool. I'm actually very excited about that. My eagle eye came in handy. The hood does close now. I have a few other little things I got to work on. Pull the old harness out, which is right here. I got to lumen up, separate some of the wires, and get her moved. I had to cut a chunk of the floor out. Now I gotta hit it with the grinder, make a big old mess, which I really don't want to do. I might just leave it. And now I gotta extend some wires back here. My underlights, my underglows were hitting when the body come down on the chassis, and it is what it is. So we gotta do a little finagling. So I hurt my back. I'm walking sideways. Don't ask me how, like the hunchback in Notre Dame. My wife's making fun of me. It's all good. But I'm out here, man. It's dark out. It's Monday. This shit's got to get done. Absolutely has to get done. So here we go. No more bullshit. Alrighty, still out here. It's 8:30. I'm gonna call it a night. Learned how to use Deutsch, a weird name, connectors. Let me show you what I've done and where we're gonna leave off for the evening. So on my tail light harness, obviously these are Suzuki Samurai lights. This is a generic GM harness. Oddly enough, Suzuki and GM. You can use anything you want. I chose to use GM because it's common, it's plentiful. So these have Deutsch connectors on them. These are the male side. This is going to get a female side. Very similar to here. So we've got our female side, our 4-pin, reverse, brake, parking light, and turn signal. And these will get plugged in here like this. This is license plate light, which goes to your parking light, and then third brake light, which is up here. It's kind of hidden, which is nice. I still need to put Velcro up here, so currently it's just being held back by the snaps. Not a good thing, but it's okay for now. The other problem I ran into is where I mounted my underglow lights. Fell very close to these. These are my two rear body mounts, and that's no good. So I'm going to install these like this on this aluminum plate from the hardware store, and that will lay right inside of here facing down, which would be perfect. You won't see the LEDs, and it'll do its thing. So basically the back is wrapped up. We still have to do the front, obviously. It's not anywhere near as bad. You have 2 wires here, turn signal and parking. 2 wires here, turn signal and parking. There should be a second wire that's in here somewhere. I believe this is, oh, here they are. Turn signal and parking. And then fan. Fan is easy. Relay. And then I've got to do my harness, engine harness, and then the body can come down onto the chassis for the last time. So again, like I said, I got my hood to close. I'm going to end up putting some vinyl inside of here. This is all metal, or unless I get some trim laying here, and it's going to just chafe the living shit out of the side of the paint right here, like so. I mean, look, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Kind of sucks, but I don't know what to do about it. These underglow lights are going to get mounted underneath this bar, which is perfect. I got myself ample enough room. Yeah, a lot of work. So there's no point in showing you all that nonsense. It kind of is what it is thing, but trying to do it, man. It's a lot of work. I'm exhausted mentally, physically, and I can't stop until it's done. So now I'm committed. We'll catch you all tomorrow. My crooked back. Have a great night. See you later, alligator. So the Samurai persists on kicking my ass. Obviously you can see my slave cylinder here. I used to have this notched out so that way the slave cylinder would clear when you press the clutch. Well, I got to re-clear it out again. And I don't know how I'm going to do this too. I just realized this after the body was on the chassis. This is one of my biggest puzzle pieces left, and I'm going to do my best. Man, I swear to you, This truck has kicked the living shit out of me for probably about 5 days now, maybe 6 days. And even before that, it kicked the living shit out of me. Definitely one of the hardest trucks that I've dealt with. So I'm not quitting. I'm not a quitter. I'll figure it out. Back to the drawing board. So here's the deal. Are you going to let a chunk of metal stop you from driving your truck? Or are you going to cut that chunk of metal out to give yourself clearance for your slave cylinder? Now keep in mind, this piston pushes that way. I got to trim a little more on the inside. I may end up trimming this clutch fork a little bit, but I think we're golden. Everything else I'm going to have to do from the inside. Now I'm going to lower the Samurai down. And I'm telling you, I am literally almost there. Almost there. And I am not about to let some bullshit piece of metal stop me from achieving my goal. So close. I can feel it. You know when you feel it? I feel it. A little smoky. It's getting there, man. Gotta add some antifreeze. I'll leave that like that. Man, oh man. I just got my temporary gauges in here for now. I gotta go through the system of calibrations, which we can't do. System not calibrated. Yeah, so we gotta get her on the ground, and this is gonna be a shit show trying to get these wires in here. We didn't leave any room. Should be room, but we'll find out once the console's in. I'm gonna rock the old shifter, and I got a giant hole in my floor. Nothing new. It's all good. A little towel will cover that up. Sir, ma'am, ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to present to you the Slamurai. Holy shit. What a road to get this thing off the lift and on the ground. So I'm just gonna walk around real quick. Gonna point out some stuff. I ran out of copper hardline, so I had to put a junction there. I gotta redo this one. This one's a little too tall because I'm in a rush for the show this weekend. Eastbound, get down. Truck's still really dirty. I gotta clean it yet. Very pretty though. If someone says, hey Jay, your line is taller than the other, guess what they're getting? A knuckle sandwich. You can count on that. I made a little bracket for the airlift holder, the airlift controller, excuse me. This is just a 3P. It's not a sensor based. Change the lugs. I had to change the front studs to M12 by 1.5 because they were 1/2 by 20s up front. Hood closes. Now it's such a shame because this all could have been prevented. All these dents up there. Whatever, man. It is what it is. There's tons of war scars all over the Samurai. The only thing left that I got to do is add some studs to the grill, epoxy resin them in. That way I can screw some nuts on it and keep the grill intact. But man, that is it. What a effing nightmare. What a effing nightmare. But it sure does look cool. Joseph, why don't you tell them what's going in the garage?
Well, let's take a look. It's about damn time.
Here we go. Let's get her in. Ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna do it for this video. My deepest apologies, man. I don't think y'all understand the level of frustration that I encountered, and it's with this truck. It's always with this truck. It's like the bastard child. Is what it is. Oh, my son and I, it's my son, Joseph.
What's up?
We're rolling the truck out of the garage and I hear doom, 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 doom. As I'm, backing out a little faster, and I'm like, son of a bitch. Sounds like my drive shaft is hitting something. So I pulled it back in the garage, jacked it up, and the grease zerk on the front joint of the drive shaft, it was hitting the floor. Every time the truck would roll, the grease zerk would hit up on the floor. So I thought that was pretty hysterical. Everything's done, man. Brakes are all bled, slave cylinders bled. I can legit go around the corner with this. I've got an air leak. It leaks pretty hard. I think I got to replace one of the lines, or I might have, which I hope I didn't, cut one of the O-rings in the manifold. That's gonna really suck. But guys, that's gonna do it for this video. Comment down below you like the Samurai. We're going to Eastbound Get Down this weekend. Have a great day. We'll see you soon.